Welcome everybody, SBR Videos. We're welcoming back Ross Benjamin for our daily NCAA basketball underdog value show. And Ross has two games today that he likes particularly that are on the slate, and they're very interesting games. St. Bonaventure's is getting two. They're at home against Dayton Flyers. And Ross, with that game, I'm kind of anxious to hear your breakdown because Dayton has beat some quality teams, Arkansas being one of them, and a very good Davidson team out of North Carolina. St. Bonnie's, I know they always come prepared and they come to play, but what is it about this game and where's the edge that you think St. Bonnie's with two is going to get the victory in this game tonight?
Well, Davidson's been one of the most disappointing teams in the A-10 this year, Mike, so I don't put a lot of credence in that. And Arkansas, to me, is a bottom feeder in the SEC this year. Having said that, Dayton has played a stronger schedule. They've certainly had some better quality wins against non-conference opponents than St. Bonaventure. Both of these teams 4-1 in A-10 play. This is a lot bigger game for St. Bonaventure than it is for Dayton. Look, Dayton should be a bona fide NCAA tournament team at the year's end. At the very worst, they'll be an at-large pick due to the reasons we just discussed and alluded to. St. Bonaventure, on the other hand, 12-4. They're coming off an upset loss against Duquesne. This is a lot bigger game for the Bonnies than it is for Dayton. If they have any hopes of being an NCAA tournament at-large team at the end of the year, these are the kind of games they have to win within the conference to make a case for themselves. And playing at the Riley Center in Olean, New York, you're talking about a facility that holds 5,300 people. It's going to be packed tonight. Always raucous in big games like this. And I think that'll pay dividends for the Bonnies from an emotional standpoint. And this is also a St. Bonaventure team that's going to be playing with triple revenge tonight. Last year, they lost both regular season games to Dayton, and they also got knocked out of the A-10 tournament in a 4-point loss to the Flyers. So you're also looking at a St. Bonaventure team that's won 6 straight games at home, and a Dayton team, the last time they were on the road, were a double-digit favorite at LaSalle and were knocked off by a terrible Explorers team. So I'm going to take the points here. I'm going to take St. Bonaventure plus the 2 against Dayton. Obviously, there's no wiggle room as far as the point spread goes, so I'm calling for the outright upset here.
Well, that's some very, very good points, Ross. And yeah, Dayton and LaSalle, I remember that game. They certainly didn't show up. St. Bonnie's, though, what kind of concerns me, they're ranked 122 in the nation in field goal percentage. Their leading scorer, possibly, he's only shooting, I think, 38% from the floor. So obviously, they're going to have to pick that up. But I did like what you stated about, where they're playing, 5,300. You pack a place like that, that's definitely a home court advantage. And I know Davidson isn't doing what they normally do. They're still got some quality players. In Arkansas, they just show up when they want, and they have some big games. That's what I was alluding to. But, you got some good points there, and also this sets itself up for an outright win with St. Bonnie's, and they do need it, obviously more than Dayton. Now, both of these teams are pretty hot right now. Dayton's won 7 of 8, and St. Bonnie's has won 8 out of 10. So it ought to be interesting. It ought to be a great game as a fan. So, all right, now moving on to the second game, Ross. Northwestern, is playing Maryland, and they're getting 13 points. And Northwestern played some good ball early, but I've seen some flaws, especially in their last game against Penn State. All right, Maryland, obviously, their last game, they opened up a can of whoop-ass on Ohio State, absolutely crushed them from start to finish. They never let off the gas pedal. So what I'm assuming is that you're kind of thinking they might overlook this team and might, put what they had, left it out on the floor against Ohio State, or you think Northwestern's just going to step up tonight to the challenge and 13 is going to bode well for them?
A little bit of both, Mike. I mean, here's a scenario. This is just a very good situational play for me. I'm looking at this entirety of this game tonight. First of all, we have a Maryland team, as you alluded to, that just crushed Ohio State, a team that had been playing very well going into that game. By 45 points, they beat them. And up next, they have Michigan State and Iowa. And now they're facing a Northwestern team tonight at home that they faced back on January 2nd, just a couple weeks back, and beat them on their home floor by 13. So is this a look ahead spot? It certainly appears to be. And Northwestern, they learned a valuable lesson, I believe, in their last game. They were an 8-point favorite against Penn State. They lose the game by 9 at home. Just because you're 15-3 doesn't mean that the other team is just going to lay down in accolades of your record. It's just not going to happen. You're not that good yet, nor you may not be that good at all. But by the same token, they're going to be playing with revenge. This is a team that's 4-0 straight up and ATS, Mike, in their true road games this year. So they've been very good on the road, albeit none of those opponents are on the same level as Maryland. However, that bodes for a lot of confidence when playing away from your home floor. I'm going to take a small shot here and take Northwestern plus the 13 over Maryland.
Yeah, I like your breakdown in there, and 4-0 on the road, I noticed that as well. You know what? You tapped on one thing that might really make sense in this play. The fact that they really did overlook Penn State, and I like the way you say, just because the team's 15-3, they don't lay down. Obviously, they did not get up for Penn State, and they lose outright as a home favorite. All right, that is absolutely got to be in their minds. They got to know they still hold a nice position, going into the tournament and so forth. So this might be the spot where they know they have to step up. What scares me about Maryland, though, Russ, in that blowout of Ohio State, they shot 62% from the field. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. That's consistency. I think personally, and has nothing to do with the pick, I think Maryland is starting to peak right now, and that's going to be dangerous as they go on. But home floor, maybe they'll take the foot off the gas pedal, who knows, and that's why they play the game. Great breakdown, Ross. Viewers, you heard it. 2 plays by Ross Benjamin. Underdog value. St. Bonaventure's getting 2 tonight, and Northwestern Wildcats getting 13. So cash your ticket tonight. And Ross, thanks again for being with us. We look forward to breaking them down again tomorrow. And good luck to you tonight and beating the book.
Thank you, Mike.